Ben English. And Ben, time and time again, our people's forums have produced the big moments that have often defined the campaign. It's a crucial moment for both leaders, isn't it?
Oh, it's a massive moment, Kieran, and I'm so thrilled that we're going to be going at it again, and the same sort of electoral battleground backdrop in Western Sydney, and that's certainly where 2023 will be decided. There's no question about that. It's really interesting when you look at the bookies where they're placing it. I think they've got it wrong at the moment. They've got Minns or Labor at essentially about $1.20. And the coalition out beyond $4. Normally, the bookmakers get it right. I think it's a lot closer than that. And in order for Labor to get majority, they need to win at least 8 seats, possibly 9 net. So I think it's going to be a very close contest, and I think it'll be very much alive come March 22.
Ben, as you can see, and our viewers can see from our map here, and you mentioned this, the battleground of Western Sydney, several seats flipped in that region from Labor to Liberal during Christina Keneally's 2011 landslide loss. They've remained Liberal ever since. So these really are the critical contests that Minns needs to win. What are some of the issues dominating out there?
Oh, there's no question the number one issue at the moment, Kieran, is cost of living. It's first, second, third, daylight fourth. Right across the board, particularly in Western Sydney, that you're looking at, those are the seats, the aspirational seats that the Libs have picked up from Labor because they contain aspirational voters. What do aspirational voters generally do? They buy property, and so they're facing increased mortgage charges. They're facing increased charges for energy. They're living in areas where perhaps there's a pretty big commute, so they're paying a lot more than they used to on fuel. So the hip pocket is where I think that's where their motivations are going to lie.
Now, Ben, I know that you were there in the room for the last Sky News Daily Telegraph Forum in 2019. Let's remind our viewers some of those highlights.
How much more are you going to spend?
Look, I can't remember the exact figure. I'll have a look at it. I'll just check that figure and get back to you, Dave. Firstly, I don't accept that you need to knock it down and rebuild it, Paul. I love my footy too. I love coming out to ANZ and watching the Rabbitohs.
But how much are you going to spend on fixing
Hang on, Premier.
I just wanted to answer the question.
Let's give him a chance.
Okay.
That's not how much money, because what I will do is make...
Premier. Well, it's all right.
Sorry, everybody.
Ben, Michael Daly's memory failure there proved costly with that audience and voters, didn't it?
Yeah, look, I'll just be a little bit fair to poor old Michael. It was a hot day out there, and he seemed to get a bit sweatier and hotter than Gladys. He actually started off really well, and in fact, I was exchanging texts with my then deputy editor Anna Colwell saying, I think Daly's edging it at the moment. And then all of a sudden, there was a question which I think we just caught about. I think it was about TAFE, and he said he was going to spend $18 billion on TAFE. I think that was the figure, and Gladys just pounced, and Daly just then, I think his brain just sort of vacated of thought, and it's all it needed. And she had the momentum then, and she ran away with it. And look, there's no question that she took that momentum into the election 3 days later. A lot of people are putting it down to the People's Forum.
Yeah.